Potter's got too much speed to be retired at first.
You know, at first it looked like it was hit hard enough, but when you factor in Potter and his running ability, it would have been pretty difficult to turn two.
That's for sure. Then around the horn on the infield, Hudson Wagner at third. Riley Palmquist just saw him at shortstop. Jacob Neese at second, and Jimmy Jurgensen at first. And then behind the plate, Connor Lash catching the ball for Jason Bunn. A's able to get that one out. Now they're facing the three-hole hitter, Aaron Holland. Swings and misses that time. Moves the count to 0-2. Holland the DH today in game 2. Game 1, he was the catcher.
One name in the lineup for this game that we haven't heard at all is Cooper Mars. He's playing third base. We didn't see him at all yesterday or in game 1 today.
That one hit on the ground. Jacob Neese flips over to second, and Palmquist over to first in time for the double play. Second time's the charm for the double play. 4-6-3 to retire the side. And Lombard does not get anything in the first, and the A's are coming up in the bottom.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support programs like Boys and Girls Clubs and Girls Who Code that show kids they can dream anything and do even more.
Back at Wildwood Park for the bottom of the first, and the starting lineup for the Sheboygan A's sees a new face at the top of the order. Carter Cayley, the right fielder. Calvin Keithler's hitting second. Harry Steltz back in the 3 spot, followed by Connor Lash in cleanup. Jacob Neese is hitting 5th. Jimmy Jurgensen's hitting 6th at first base, the 7-hole hitter. Hudson Wagner, followed by Riley Palmquist, playing shortstop, hitting 8th, and then rounded out by Gus Walker, the center fielder.
Starting pitcher for the Orioles is Gavin O'Neill. His catcher is A.J. Marchetti. Over at first is Jake Trainer. At second, Jonathan Flake. Over at third base, Cooper Mars. At shortstop, Hudson Williams. And around the outfield from left to right is Will Potter, Wyatt Warrow, and Parker Reinke.
Yeah, Reinke moves from left to right. He's been left field for most of this series. As Cayley takes another one high, 3-1. Cayley's been good so far with the A's. Hasn't seen a whole ton of action, but in his time, as he hits that one up the middle, played by the second baseman, and in time to get him at first.
What a play by
out.
Flake.
That one looked destined for the outfield. Great backhand by Flake.
Well, we've said it all weekend. The defense for Lombard is really, really good.
Yeah, they haven't made many mistakes at all. Keesler up.
Through 3 games, no errors.
Very impressive. Keesler, the 2-hole hitter today, back in left field. Takes that one high. That one in there for a strike. Good breaking ball by O'Neill. O'Neill has struggled so far this year. 4 1/3 innings, an ERA over 14, and just 4 strikeouts to 2 walks. Another pitch up and in on Keesler. 2-2 now.
Game time temperature for this one is 82 degrees, Lucas.
Warming up a little bit as Kiesler swings and misses for the second out.
And the wind's still blowing out towards left. I think you mentioned that earlier. And a little switch from the umpires. Kelling is now behind the plate and Steinke is out on the bases.
Yeah, Kelling's no stranger to behind the plate for the A's so far this season. Been there a lot. Harry Stelt up, the team leader in RBIs, average and doubles. Takes that one in there for a strike.
Harry getting a little bit of a break today, being the DH.
He was at third base for game one. Takes that one outside. 2-1 now on him. Game one, he was hit by a pitch. That one hit foul and stays in play, but not enough room for the catcher Marchetti to get there. 2-2 now. That hit by pitch from Harry brought in a run. That one's taken high and the count runs full to 3-2.
So we got 3 runs in that first game. And we scored 1 on a sacrifice fly. 1 on a hit.
That was that Nice one in the 8th to tie it up.
Yeah, and then we had that second run in the 3rd was on a hit by pitch like you just mentioned. So not a lot of hitting.
No, whole weekend really. Harry draws a walk. First Sheboygan A's base runner today. Comes from no other than Harry Stelt. Brings up the catcher Connor Lash. Lash had a hit in that 8th inning right before Jacob Nice brought home Calvin Kiesler. As he'll take the first pitch high for ball 1. Next pitch from O'Neill. It's just high again, 2-0.
Tall, slender right-hander. Throws pretty good. Got good velocity, just like just about every pitcher they've thrown out there this weekend.
I feel like that's been a stat we said about everyone. Marchetti moving over. Just not enough room. That one gets out of play and into the seats.
Too late, kids.
Marchetti's had a couple of chances. That one obviously had no chance on. The other one, he was sliding into a concrete wall.
Good hustle though by AJ.
Swing and a miss by Lash, and evens the count up at 2-2. O'Neill with those 4 strikeouts, now 5 after Kiesler struck out in 5 innings. Lash hits it foul and out of play, right side again.
Kid in the parking lot caught it on the bounce.
2-2, 2 outs for Lash. Hits it on the ground to third base. Played on a hop and thrown over to first in time to retire Lash and the inning. Still nothing between the A's and Orioles as we'll head to the top of the second.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you don't just feed yourself or your family. You help support programs like Simply Give that feed our neighbors in need.
Thank you.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver. Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 2, the Joker.
Then her dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin.
Serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Ready for the top of the second inning at Wildwood Park. Jason Button looking to become the first Sheboygan A's starter to go 2 scoreless innings this weekend. He'll face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Parker Reinke, Jordan Flake, and Hudson Williams. Button got a few ground balls, 2 possible double play balls, ended up getting it the second time around on the ground ball of Jacob Neese.
Recolytis was really outstanding in his outing. Game 1 went 8 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. Only one of those was earned. Did not walk a batter and had 14 strikeouts.
Yeah, he did everything he could. A's offense wasn't able to give him any run support. Just the
Not
2
enough,
runs.
that's for sure.
Reinke moved up in the lineup. He was hitting 8 and 9 first 3 games, and he's up to the cleanup spot for game 4. That one taken on the outside corner for strike 1. A's looking to just steal a game. First 3 games haven't gone their way. Looking just to stay alive in the State League. Get to 6 and 8 if they can win this one. As Reinke hits one to center field to get down for a base hit. And he'll stay at first.
Good play by center fielder Walker. Hold him to a single.
And a little left center. Wasn't hit hard enough to get to the gap. Walker, nice job cutting it off. I'll bring up Jordan Flake, the second baseman. First pitch from Bunton. Low, 1-0.
Tim Moyer pacing in front of the dugout.
Flake pops one up in the shallow center field. And it's going to drop past Neese. And the throw is past the glove of Palmquist. They had a chance to get the force out at second because the base runner Reinke was ready just to go back to first on the pop-up, but it ended up falling. And he's getting in there with a base hit.
Yeah, it was a, swing. Right in the right spot, the Bermuda Triangle. And we still had a chance at an out and couldn't make the play. It's mistakes like that that kill you against the really good teams. They even hurt against the bad teams.
Anyone you play. It's going to go down as a base hit, but tough one. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Bunton looks back, the runner at second. The pitch is hit in the air to center field. Walker coming in on it. Dives, and it's going to fall. Throws a third, another chance at the force out. That one, no chance. As Wagner fields it, but nowhere near the bag. Another base hit on another close play for Lombard. 3 straight singles for Lombard. Kind of been the theme of this series. Very few extra base hits, but a lot of singles. A's don't even have an extra base hit yet this series.
Not this series, nope. I was just looking, you had mentioned a couple of, a game or so ago about the home run numbers are up this year, but hasn't happened this weekend, that's for sure.
Yeah, nothing really hit too hard, especially deep in the outfield for Sheboygan. Swing and a miss by Cooper Mars, the only new name, as Marty mentioned, during the starting lineups in this order for Lombard. Counts 1-1 on him, big spot, bases loaded, nobody out for Lombard. Takes
Vince
low and inside.
Spadafora, their really good third baseman, injured himself in an at-bat, and Williams, came in to run for him, and now he's starting for him in this ball game. Hopefully Vince will be okay.
Yeah, he was special with the bat and also in the field, as you mentioned. And you said how good Lombard's defense has been. No errors yet in this series.
We'll keep bringing it up until they commit an error.
2-2 counts, low and inside again, and count runs full.
We
And
might even bring it up on Tuesday when we're playing West Allis.
Lombard's defense was still that good. Count is full and nowhere to put the 7-hole hitter Cooper Mars. Bunn's going to make a pitch here. And that one's low, and Lombard's going to get a run via the walk. First 4 reach in the second inning, and every A's pitcher has not gone 2 consecutive scoreless innings to start the game.
It's really important to keep the game manageable. You know, if you're down a run, that's not too bad. But you start getting 3 and 4 runs down, their pitching staff is just too good.
Every arm seems to be a challenge. And we were talking about in that game 1 how each one seemed to get better and better, each reliever that Vukovic went to. 0-1 now on
Isn't that
Schrader.
kind of like up here in the booth? You know, they started with me, and then we get a better now, so we go to you for game 2.
Appreciate
It gets
it.
better. Field announcer, we're just stuck with Bill all season.
1-1 counts, fouled left side now to play. Moves to 1-2 now on the 8-hole hitter and first baseman Jake Trainer.
Yeah, I guess you got something there, Bill. We won't mention what you said on the air.
Bunn ready for the 1-2. Inside, 2-2 now on Trainer. Trainer played yesterday in game 2. He went 3 for 4 with 3 singles.
Yeah, he was a hard guy to get out.
He started off 3 for 3. His Trainer hits one on the ground, right at knees, dives, throws the first in time. A run will score, but the A's getting out. Probably the most important part about it, get Bunn at least 1 down.
Another really nice play by Jacob to get the out.
He's made some really nice plays.
Lombard kept them busy in the last game.
That's for sure. 8 putouts for Jacob Neese in game 1. First pitch was inside.
Marchetti made the start at catcher in game 2 yesterday and was hitless. Hopefully that continues. Can't allow Lombard any more runs. Infield is in.
He was the only Oriole not to reach game 2 yesterday. That one's taken outside, and it's 3-0. A's have brought their infield in, trying to keep this game as close as possible. Don't want to give up any more runs in this second inning. Takes low, and the bases are loaded once again on the 1-out walk to Marchetti. And Wyatt Worrell, the leadoff batter, steps in, but before that, Tim Moyer's on his way to have a chat with Jason Bunton.
Bunton, like you mentioned, has a long career. He could be up for the A's Hall of Fame. He's had some really great seasons.
I think it'd be easier for him to be in the Hall of Fame if he was with the A's the entire time, even though he's played from like
Right.
2003 to 2025. Not all.
So let's say his name comes up at a Hall of Fame meeting, and you know, they talk about his stats and everything with the A's. Do you factor in what he did when he was not playing with the A's for induction into the Hall of Fame?
I would think not. It's the A's Hall of Fame. I mean, maybe if it was like the Wisconsin State League Hall of Fame or something like that, maybe. But I think more likely just his A's stats would get him in.
It's pretty tough to get in the A's Hall of Fame. Easier to get in the State League. conversation up here is State League Hall of Fame versus Sheboygan A's Hall of Fame. And anybody that's in the State League Hall of Fame from Sheboygan is in the A's Hall of Fame.
Warrow hits it on the ground, Jurgensen, and no one's covering first, and another run's going to score.
Oh, boy.
3-0 Lombard.
You know, it's tough enough when you're trying to beat a good team, but when a good team has a lot of luck, it makes it even more difficult.
Potter up now. He's the one that hit the ball on the ground to Palmquist. He did reach on a fielder's choice.
4 hits already for Lombard.
That one in there for a strike. Still just that one out. And Lombard looking to put this game out of reach for Sheboygan in the second inning. Potter hits one into center field, but playable for Walker. Taking up at third and scoring is Hudson Williams, or Cooper Mars, excuse me, and it's 4-0 Lombard. Lombard's offense hasn't been as dynamic as normal, but it's been enough for them to get over the hump against Sheboygan.
Most runs we've scored in a game this series has been 3, and now we're down 4 already.
That one hit foul by Aaron Holland, the 9th man to hit in the inning.
5 hits already for the Orioles.
And again, all 5 are singles. Kind of been the story of the series between the two teams. That one in there for a strike, and it's 0-2.
The first 3 hitters all reached on singles, and they've all scored.
Bunn looking to get out of this inning without any more damage, and nearly hit Holland, but he's able to get out of the way. Did hit him.
Apparently nicked him on the helmet.
Looked like Holland got out of the way of that one, but
Yeah, I thought so too.
Kelling gives him the hit by pitch. And that officially Lombard is batted around in the second inning, and it brings up Parker Reinke, who led off the inning.
Appeal going on with Kelling and Steinke to see if that batter was hit. The pitcher didn't react like he got hit. I didn't think.
Hurts even more. That was on an 0-2 pitch. Discussion between the umpires. Don't really think there's any chance this gets overturned.
Well, they are discussing it for a long time. Would seem like the longer they talk about it, the better the chance.
I was gonna say that.
Back to hit.
And
Vukovic is now going to come out and bark about that reversal, and I think rightfully so, because how can Steinke from way out at behind the pitcher's mound tell if the batter was hit or not?
yeah, it was a weird situation. Oh. And Orioles manager Vukovic has just been tossed from this game in the second inning. That is something you do not see very often in the Wisconsin State League. Manager ejections.
Make a footnote on that. Vukovic ejected in the second inning of game 2.
The real question is, where's Vukovic going to go? To just sit behind the dugout, or just sit
Maybe
in
he'll
his
come
car?
up and visit with us. We've had that happen before. I think Tim Moyer several years ago got kicked out and came up here.
He has a good argument, though. Steinke probably does not have nearly as good of a view as Kelling does behind the plate. 1-2. So the count goes back to 1-2. And runners first and second now for Jason Button.
Tim Ware coming out. I don't know what this is about.
We all thought that that ball did not hit Holland originally up here in the press box. Obviously, we don't have the best view compared to Kelly. Steike saw it did.
Haven't seen. We're right in, right where if Vukovic had to leave the park, we'd walk right by us, and we haven't seen him yet.
That one hit in the air to left center field and caught by Walker to end the inning. So the hit by pitch goes for naught, and Holland comes back to fly out to Walker to end the inning, and it's still 4-0 through 1.5.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support organizations like Hope House Mission and New Hope Shelter that give people around here warmth, shelter, and care.
Me spells the great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot.
Oh, so hot!
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 4, tea time.
What are you, having tea with the queen?
Hello.
Nice.
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Back for the bottom of the second inning, Evan O'Neill is back out there. And he'll face Jacob Neese, Jimmy Jurgensen, and Hudson Wagner. He's looking to get at least 1 or 2 back in the second inning. They've struggled to respond to the hits from Lombard so far.
Well, the hitting, it hasn't necessarily been really bad. We've gotten our hits. We just haven't been able to get them at a time that would produce runs. And plus, we're not hitting the ball with authority.
Yeah.
We mentioned about all the hits are singles this weekend. Again, it's a testament to Lombard and their pitching staff.
Definitely.
Give credit where credit is due.
Neese takes one outside, evens the count up at 1-1. Lombard has had Sheboygan's number pitching-wise in this series as Neese hits one on the ground, just foul left side of the third base bag.
I was looking at our first extra base hit, Lucas. The guy calls it foul.
Just give us one. O'Neill's probably the best chance the A's have. Again, consistent hits and runs. The 1-2 pitch is hit on the ground to shortstop. Fielding throws over to first in time to retire Jacob Neese. Brings up Jimmy Jurgensen. Jurgensen was 0 for 4 in game 1. Takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Next pitch from O'Neill is hit on the ground to Flake, and plenty of time will retire Jimmy Jurgensen for the second out.
Hit the ball well, right on the button. button, but right to the second baseman.
Brings up Hudson Wagner. Wagner takes high for ball one. 5 hits already for Lombard. Sheboygan's yet to get one. They do have a walk from Harry Stelt, as Wagner takes that one in for a strike, 1-1.
You know, for as hard as O'Neill pitches, Sheboygan's been making pretty good contact.
Yeah, O'Neill, a big in-play pitcher. The 1-2 pitch. Little blooper in the center field, but playable for the center fielder Potter to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the A's in the second. And Lombard coming up for the top of the third.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for more than yourself. You help support sustainability in all our communities.
Thank you.
Today, tomorrow, and for years to come.
Top of the third inning at Wildwood Park, and Orioles without their manager Jeff Vukovic as he got ejected, debating a hit-by-pitch call on Aaron Holland. Aaron Holland was originally called a hit-by-pitch, went to first, then the umpires discussed and brought him back. And Vukovic did not agree with that call, to say the least, and was ejected from the game. Holland proceeded to fly out to end the second inning. So, the 3 bunt will face are Reinke, Flake, and Williams, who all singled in the second inning.
So if you're to look at the 4 games so far, and you had to pick one defensive play, I'd almost give it to Reinke on his throw home. And
Definitely.
I believe it was in the first game.
Yep, that would have made it a 2-run game. It was 5-2. Hanselman would have been the third run. And after that, Sheboygan didn't really have much of an answer on Saturday. Game 1 today was much closer. Sheboygan able to stay in the game with Lombard and even taking him extra innings, but was not able to come out with a W in 9.
It was a good effort. You know, we got down in the 8th inning, but we were able to come back and I think we got 2 hits that inning. We only had 2 the whole game before that. And, so we battled. There's no doubt about that.
Reinke hits it on the ground to Neese, flips it over to first in time to retire Reinke for the first out of the third. Much better start to the third than the second. Another ground ball to Neese. Lombard loves hitting it to him. Brings up Jordan Flake, the second baseman.
7 outs, and he's had a part in 2 of them. And
And
he had 3.
8.
Picked up that ground ball to start the double play.
He had 8 in game 1. Flake takes outside for a ball. It's 2-0 on him now.
So if you think of it that way, he's had the ball hit to him 3 times and gotten 4 outs.
Outdoing himself. That one's in there for a strike. Flake was part of the 4 guys that reached in a row to start the second inning. All 4 of them scored. That's why we're looking at a 4-0 deficit from Lombard. 3-1 now on the second baseman. Pitch is outside and he draws a walk. 3rd walk of the day for Lombard. And Another runner on base.
Jason threw, coming into today's game, had thrown 24 innings, only walked 3 batters.
So he's doubled his walk total. And the pitch is grounded foul by the shortstop, Hudson Williams. Williams also 1 for 1.
Stands have really cleared out. There aren't a whole lot of people left.
That's what happens on those doubleheader games. And game one was a really good game. Went a little long.
Yep.
Part of the reason why as well. Next
Bill had
hit,
it as 2 hours and 41 minutes.
that was hit in the air to right field and caught for the second out by Carter Cayley. I'm looking to throw a scoreless inning, get some confidence back, maybe spark his offense a little bit. Cooper Mars is going to try to be in the way of that. Drew a walk his first time up.
Yeah, that walk drove in a run.
Yeah. Doesn't have a chance to do that this time, just a runner on first. It's Jordan Flake for the top of the third inning, 2 outs, it's 1-0 count. To Mars, he takes a strike right down the middle, 1-1. Mars has to fill in at third base for Spadafora. As we mentioned, hit a ball off his foot towards the end of game one and had to get replaced by Hudson Williams, who's now the shortstop in game two. Bunn checks over at first base. 1-2 count now on Mars. Pitch from Bunton is low. The throw down by Casper to second base is not in time, and a stolen base for Flake. Another runner in scoring position for Lombard. Two and two with 2 outs on Mars. Pitch is fouled back. Count stays at 2-2. Bunn looks in, checks swing, and he went around. Struck him out swinging for the third out. Strikeout number 1 of the day for Jason Bunn to retire the top of the third inning for Lombard. Sheboygan looking to spark their offense in the bottom of the third.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for more than yourself. You help support sustainability in all our communities.
Thank you.
Today, tomorrow, and for years to come.
Back for the bottom of the third. Leading off for Sheboygan is Riley Palmquist, followed by Gus Walker, and then back to the top of the order for Carter Cayley. Looking to just get some base runners on, put a little threat, make Lombard sweat a little bit at game two. Most of the series they've been kind of free. Palmquist up the middle for a base hit. Just as we're talking about, get some runners on base as Palmquist has the first hit of the day for Sheboygan.
Couldn't say about Riley in that first game in the 9th inning after an out was recorded. He was down on the count, was able to work
Brings up Gus Walker, who had a hit and a walk in game 1. And he was the leadoff batter. 2 walks. 1 for 3. 1-0 on him. Takes it low, 2-0. O'Neill has given up a walk, and that base hit from Riley Palmquist, the only damage on him today. That pitch way inside of Walker. It's 3-0 now on him. Yeah, we know Lombard always has plenty of options in their dugout to replace them if things go awry. The 3-0 pitch is right down the middle for strike 1. Walker, as we were talking about in game 1, has hit the ball better recently. His average might not show it, but he's been playing a lot better offensively. Takes that one high, and Walker's 3rd walk of the day now.
Gus getting on base, even though he's got a batting average that he'd like to raise above 100 points.
Brings up the top of the order. That's Carter Cayley. Ground out to second his first time. But he's been having a real hot start to his A's career. And north of 450. Heads UW Lacrosse from Swamico, Wisconsin. Tries the buds, but misses, and it's 0-1. Ah.
Northwest.
Perfect bunt by Cayley. Throw will get him, but he'll advance both runners.
Well, Marchetti with an awesome throw.
Yeah, it looked like destined for a base hit for Cayley, but Marchetti made a great plan, as Marty was saying, to retire him. But he did the job of the sacrifice bunt and advanced the runners. Brings up Calvin Kiesler. Kiesler's up in a big spot, 2 runners on and 1 out. Try to get Sheboygan back in this game. First pitch popped up on the infield. Second baseman Flake makes the catch for the 2nd out.
Just when you think you've got something going, all of a sudden 2 quick outs. Hopefully Harry can pick us up.
Harry reached on a walk his first time up. Try to bring in 2 runs for the leading RBI man on the team. Takes low, ball 1. One note to Harry. Just outside, and Gavin O'Neill has not missed by too much this at bat. Two 2-0 to Stelt. Pitch is also inside, 3-0. To Harry. Outside again, and it's a walk for Harry Stelt on 4 pitches, and the bases are loaded. Spot where the A's really need to cash in, Marty. He had a hit in game 1. Bases loaded for Lash. Takes it inside. 5 in a row out of the zone now for O'Neill. Pitch, Lash is hit on the ground. Oh, can't field. Bobbled by the shortstop Williams, and a run's going to score. Would have been a tough play to get Lash, but definitely a play that Williams thinks he could have made. Goes an E6. Sheboygan can get their first run of the game. Cuts the lead to 3. Yeah, we were talking about it until it happened. Brings up Neese. Fouls first pitch off right side. Still have the bases loaded. Big opportunity. Not too many times has this come in the series. Martin scoring position for Sheboygan. Need to cash in. Pitch hit on the ground. Back at Williams. Flips over to second base. The easy play to Flake to retire the inning. The A's get one, but that's all they get. They leave the bases loaded. As we head to the top of the fourth inning, 4-1 Lombard.
Let me tell you a story about a beer rooted in the heart of America, found in a community where a handshake is a sure contract, brewed for those who found opportunity in challenge and hope in tomorrow, raised by generations, willing to sip, share, risk, remember. This is a story bigger than beer. This is the story of the American spirit.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
Top of the fourth inning. And Lombard bring their 8, 9, and 1 hitters to the plate. Jake Trainer, AJ Marchetti, and then Wyatt Worrell, the leadoff hitter, are the three due up in the fourth. Face Jason Button, who had a much better third inning. Faced 4 batters, just gave up the walk. Got his first strikeout. That one in on a line to right field, down for a base hit. Trainer stays hot in this series, his 4th hit.
Just as we were coming out of the break, you asked if I ever threw anybody out of a game, and I remember in a sectional baseball game, I threw a kid out for dropping the F-bomb. Fast forward about 4 or 5 years, I'm umping an adult baseball game, and the kid's playing, and he was at bat, and somebody got hurt, so there was a stoppage in the action. So the catcher and me and him were all standing around, we're chatting, and he never knew I was the guy. And I never told him either. Thought it was better that way.
That one hit on the ground. Bradford now at shortstop makes the play over to Nice, but they won't get 2.
Oh, wow. That's a bad call.
They're saying Nice dropped it. It wasn't on the transfer.
Well, the runner continues to go off the field, so.
Or is he saying it was on the transfer? Well, there's one out now.
We're not going to argue with anybody.
Bradford's in at short. That first pitch is in there on Worrell. Worrell pops it up behind third base. Wagner and Bradford going after it. Bradford will be the one that makes the catch for the second out.
Good job of taking charge by Blaine.
A lot of times that's the shortstop calling it off when it goes behind third base like that. Nice job, like you mentioned. Brings up Will Potter. He had the sacrifice fly in the second. Comes up for a third time. Button checks on the runner at first.
I think with the signal
Marchetti.
by the second base umpire, you know, he called the guy out, and then Jacob dropped the ball, but what he was saying, signaling, he dropped the ball on the transfer, therefore the guy is out.
It looked like a safe call from back here, but And a lot of A's fans thought the same. Looks like Jacob and runner second new. As Potter hits one in the air to center, Walker falls down, but still able to run in and make the play for the third out to retire the inning. Another clean inning for the A's back to back. Looking to get a couple more runs back in the bottom half of the fourth.
Estimated hold time is now less than 96 minutes. We thank you for your patience.
Sorry, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, please hold.
Going back to Wildwood Park for the bottom of the fourth inning. The A's will bring up 6, 7, and 8. Jurgensen, Wagner, and Palmquist. Palmquist has that base hit. He's due up third. Led off the last inning where the A's got a run. Looking to get another couple ones here. Gavin O'Neill still out on the mound for his fourth inning of work. So offense gave him a lot of run support in that second inning. Haven't scored more than 3 runs in a game this series. That's off. I didn't do it. Jurgensen up for the second time. Ground out to second, his first time up. Takes ball 1 high and outside.
Have to assume that John Hadley is not here today.
Yeah, both the Milwaukee guys, Hatley and Horn, have not played in either game today. 2-0 now on Jurgensen. Again, outside, 3-0. Looking like O'Neill doesn't want to give Jurgensen a pitch to hit. We know Jimmy's got the green light 3-0, but not on that pitch. 4-pitch walk for Jurgensen.
Good start for Sheboygan. Hopefully he can keep it going again. They got the first 2 hitters on last inning and wound up scoring a run.
4th walk of the day for A's hitters. Going to get that next runner on as Wagner takes one way inside and it hit him. And again, the first 2 runners reach for Sheboygan.
See if we can score more than 1 run this time.
Yeah, A's left the bases loaded in that 3rd inning. We're able to get the 1 run.
Nobody warming up in the Lombard bullpen.
Stoddard goes out to check in with O'Neill. Bradford replaced Riley Palmquist and will be the 8-hole hitter. Bradford, Walker, and Cayley with 2 runners on and no one out. Runner at second, Jurgensen. A runner at first, Wagner, for the batter, Bradford.
Corner infielders are in looking for the bunt.
Blaine does not square and takes ball 1 high and 1-0.
Trainer retreats. Oh, he comes in a little bit.
Another pitch outside. 7 in a row out of the zone for the pitcher. O'Neill has yet to throw a strike in the inning. And a swing and a miss by Bradford, and there's the first. Two and one now to Bradford. Now he squares the bunt and misses it. 2-2.
Seemed like he got squared around a little bit. The pitch was on him in a hurry.
A little sped up Bradford that time. 2-2 from O'Neill. Right. Low. 3-2. That one just missed.
Yeah, that was a little bit outside. High enough.
Full count now to Bradford. Takes it just outside again, and the bases are loaded with no one out for Gus Walker. Without a ball in play.
Stoddard coming out again, and this time he will have to make a change.
Yeah, O'Neill was struggling, just had thrown those 2 strikes and faced 3 batters.
I think it's number 46 or 48.
It's like 46. 46.
Check your roster. No.
Jack Taxi, the new pitcher for Lombard.
T-A-C-Z-Y?
Yep. Bases loaded, nobody out for Sheboygan, and the 9-hole hitter Gus Walker will be at the plate when the taxi's ready. Getting a little cloudy here, rain's on its way. See how much we can get in before the rain comes. Hopefully the entire game. That's the one problem with game 1's time being nearly 3 hours.
Right. From the reports when we were looking before the games even started, the rain was supposed to come somewhere between 3 and 4. You know, it's after 5 and the rain still hasn't got here, so that's a good thing. You know, O'Neill only gave up 1 hit.
Yeah, but
when you're walking people, it's part of the reason why.
Finishing up the warm-up pitches, and looks like pinch hitter Chase Hanselman will be in for Gus Walker. Chase Hanselman.
Hanselman batting for Walker. Eliminates that left matchup, which favors the pitcher.
First pitch to Hanselman's fouled straight back, 0-1. Kaylee on deck. That sack bunt his last time up. But first it's Hanselman. Bases loaded, nobody out. Looking to cash in for Sheboygan. Pitch is low, 1-1. Just the 2 hits for Sheboygan. But they find themselves with the bases loaded with 2 walks and a hit by pitch before Gavin O'Neill was pulled from this game. Pitch from Taxi is way inside, 2-1.
I think what they did when Connor Lash reached, we called it E6. They gave it a hit, and that's where our second hit is. Because on my score sheet, I've got us with only one. We'll change that.
2-1. Way inside again, and the ball gets past the catcher Marchetti, but that concrete backing brings that ball back pretty quickly. And no way for Jurgensen to score.
There's
Count
another
goes
case where unfortunate play goes Lombard's way, and we miss out on scoring a run.
Count is 3-1 on Chase Hanselman. Bases loaded, nobody out. Nowhere to put him. Pitch low, and the A's get another run. Still without a ball hit in play in this fourth inning. 3 walks and a hit by pitch, but the A's score and still have no one out.
The problem with us, Lucas, we're getting used to this, scoring runs without a hit.
Don't bring it back. Carter Cayley. Cayley the batter. 0 for 1. Takes that first pitch outside, and Taxi's missing outside a lot.
It's hard to tell. Well, it's hard to tell on your monitor that shot how cloudy the skies are there. You see it. It was sunny when we started this game.
1-0. That one's in there for a strike and evens the count at 1-1. Cayley doesn't get a whole ton of playing time. Big opportunity to put his name in. Fouls that one left side off the netting. 1-2 now. When his time has come, he's been very valuable in limited at bats. 1-2, the lefty on lefty matchup. Pitch is way outside again. 2-2. Trying to get Cayley to chase. 2 strikes.
By Marchetti to keep the ball from going back to the screen.
The wind has shifted, is now blowing to right field, which favors Cayley. 2-2. Outside and past the catcher Marchetti, and the A's are going to get another run. 4-3 as Hudson Wagner scores. Just as it looked like Lombard had this game in hand, momentum has shifted along with the wind. Yeah. Cayley up with the full count. Pitch is low and another walk. Still no balls hit in play in the inning. And the A's have had the first 5 reach. Bring up Calvin Kiesler.
4 walks and a hit by pitch. Who needs a base hit?
Right now would be a nice time for one.
Oh. With the good speed at second base, hit to the outfield, could score 2.
Pitch to Kiesler is on the ground. Foul. Just on the right side of that first base bag. That's 0-1 on Kiesler.
You can see as Peyton Kelling brushes off home plate, the dust blowing towards the Lombard dugout. Wind has definitely shifted.
0-1 to Kiesler. High and off the glove of Marchetti, but not far enough for Bradford to score. I wonder if it's getting hard for Marchetti to see. Dropped a few balls this inning. A few have gotten past him. 1-1 down, the 2-hole hitter, Calvin Kiesler. 0 for 2 today. We're going to change that here in at bat number 3. Check swing, but it's in there anyway. 1-2.
Infield is back for Lombard. They're looking for 2. So anything on the ground, we should be able to score at least 1 more.
At least tie this game up. Kiesler takes just inside, 2-2. 4-3 is the score. The A's have gotten 2 in this fourth after getting 1 in the third. They still have the bases loaded with Bradford at third, Hanselman at second, and Cayley at first as Kiesler fouls off another one foul right. Two and two on the left fielder.
It's gotten so dark, the lights turned on.
2-2. Right in there, called strike 3. And Lombard gets their first out finally. Brings up Harry Stout. He's walked twice. It's been the theme of the inning. Taxi looks in. That one gets by Marchetti again, and again that concrete backstop saves Lombard.
Oh, boy.
It's 1-0.
That's twice. We could have gotten 2 runs on those balls past the catcher. We got none. No, don't bring back the chain back fencing. Just have it bounce up against what we have now. Well, that could happen.
1-0 to Harry Stout. Harry lines one to right field, base hit. The A's are going to get 1-2 runs as Cayley comes around to score. Or Hanselman, excuse me, and it's 4-5 now. The A's have gotten 4 runs in the fourth inning and take the lead for the first time today. What a job by Harry going opposite field.
Off the bat, I thought he might have a double, but the right fielder, Reinke, made a great play to get it in.
A double? Are you kidding, Marty, in this series?
Yeah, right. Another single. We'll take it. It was a 2-run base hit.
The A's match that second inning for Lombard and get 4. See if they get more with Lash at the plate. The 8th man that hit in the inning for Sheboygan. Still just 1 out. Lash reached on hit his last time up. Lash up the middle and past the second baseman Flake, and another run will score for Sheboygan. 6-4. Started with the walks. It's continuing with the hits for Connor Lash, his second of the day.
It looked at first like Harry had designs of trying to take third, but pulled up and stayed at second.
6-4 now Sheboygan, and the offense has come out in a big way in game 4. Trying to salvage a game here. Neese takes inside. And Taxi's really been yanking that pitch multiple times. He's missed inside to righties and outside to lefties. Next one to Neese. That one is just outside. 2-0.
We've scored as many runs in this inning as we did in the first 3 games of a 4-game set.
That one gets past Marchetti again, and both runners will advance. And 2 more in scoring position for Sheboygan. The first 5 batters reached, and then the 1 strikeout, and then the next 2 have gotten hits. And Stoddard's back out there for another meeting at the mound in this 4th inning.
All right, now Tim walks out there very slow. Would he be considered a human rain delay?
Human rain delay before an actual rain delay right now.
Number 38 looks like he's coming in. Cody
Freitas was in right field in game 1, and he's out there to pitch now. Second game of this doubleheader. When Bunn comes out there for the 5th inning, he'll be the first A's pitcher to pitch with a lead today. Rough outing for Taxi. Came in with the bases loaded and didn't help matters very much.
Not much help on.
After that wild pitch, it's 3-0 on Jacob Neese. 2 runners on, 1 out. Sheboygan's already got 5 home in this 4th inning. I'll bring you this question, Marty. If Sheboygan holds this lead after the top of the 5th and it starts to rain, would they call it? Because it's been 5 innings.
It has to be raining hard enough. I mean, they have
No,
to have a good reason to do that. But
I'm saying if it goes to a rain delay kind of thing.
I don't think Lombard would even want that.
No.
At that point, I think they'd take the 3 wins.
6-4 Sheboygan, 3-0, and the infield's up for Lombard as that one just misses high, and the bases are loaded again in this 4th inning. Man hit in the inning. That wind shift is really going to help Jimmy. Going out to right field where he hits for a lot of power. 1 out for Jurgensen. Fouls it back off the net. 0-1. A's need a lot more insurance. Feel comfortable against a team like this. And they got a chance to do it in this 4th inning. Pitch just inside on Jimmy. Evens the count at 1-1. Fritas did play in game 1. Was 1 for 4. As Jimmy pops it up. The shallow left field. Back on the infield comes a shortstop Williams to make the catch for the 2nd out.
That hurts.
Yeah. Brings up Hudson Wagner. Bases still loaded for Sheboygan. Stelt at 3rd, Lash at 2nd, and Neese at 1st for the batter Wagner. Pitch missed. 1-0. Zone's tightened up a little bit in this 4th inning for Lombard. Pitch, check swing, and he went around.
That was ball 2, and he couldn't pull back the bat.
Would have been a much better count for Hudson. Instead, he sits at 1-1. Pitch swung on and missed at a pitch in the dirt. And it's 1-2.
He's got one more pitch, one more strike to work with. Hopefully he can do something with it.
A 1-2 pitch to Wagner. That one he takes in the dirt, and it's even at 2-2. Sheboygan only with 4 hits and 6 runs, while on the other hand, 4 runs on 6 hits for Lombard. As Wagner hits it on the ground, foul left side. If Wagner were to reach, Blaine Bradford's the one on deck. Wagner was hit by a pitch earlier in this inning. Flew out to center his first time up. The 2-2 pitch to Wagner. Missed high and outside. 3-2 now. Big pitch here for Fritas. Full count, 2 outs, bases loaded. Sheboygan up 2. Swung on and missed by Wagner, and Fritas gets out of it unscathed. But Sheboygan brings home 5 runs in the 4th inning, and they now lead it 6-4 as we head to the 5th.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support programs like Boys and Girls Clubs and Girls Who Code that show kids they can dream anything and do even more.
and the radio.
Back.
Hanselman probably in center field.
Yep. Coming in for Walker as we're back for the top of the 5th inning at Wildwood Park. Jason Button, the first A's started a pitch with a lead in this 4-game set. And he'll face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Holland, Reinke, and Flake. Sheboygan was able to get 5 runs in the 4th inning. First pitch from Bunton is hit in the air and playable for Cayley in center. Makes the play. Hanselman is in right field. Great job by Cayley staying with that one, getting the first out of the inning. Brings up Parker Reinke. 1 for 2 with a single in the 2nd inning. Reinke hits one foul right side. Thing that's nice about getting all those walks, we don't have to worry about Lombard's defense making a nice play.
Right. Yeah, can't get a double play on a walk, can you?
0-1 now on Reinke. That one in there for strike 2.
We gotta switch legs more.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing that works best. Going after a Jurgensen, but that was going to get out of play foul. Reinke in right field this time. We remember him best as the left fielder from yesterday. Yes, cut that ball up nicely as Bradford makes the play to retire him for the 2nd out. Brings up the 2nd baseman, Flake. He's been on both times with a hit and a walk. Pitch from Bunton. In there for a strike. Good breaking ball to start off Flake. That one missed slightly outside from Bunton. Ever since the ejection of Vukovic, things have gone much better for the A's as swing and a miss that time from Flake. Game was 4-0 with the bases loaded when Vukovic was ejected. Things have really flipped on its head since then as Flake pops up in the shallow right field. Hanselman is there to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Orioles as the A's remain on top, 6-4 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you don't just feed yourself or your family. You help support programs like Simply Give that feed our neighbors in need.
Thank you.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver. Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 2, the Joker.
Then our dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin.
You serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Fritas back out there to pitch the bottom of the fifth after he got the Lombard out of that long fourth inning. As Bradford lines one the short, played on a hop by Williams and thrown over in time to retire Bradford for the first out.
Blaine hit it real hard, but nice play by Williams and a very strong throw across the infield. I'm looking at my weather app on my phone, and there's a lot of colors just west of Sheboygan at this point. So
we're in the bottom of the fifth, see if we can get through this game. First pitch swung on and missed by Hanselman. Hanselman came in for the center fielder Walker, but moved into right field and sent Cayley into center.
And right away they were both tested.
2 flyouts in that inning, 1 to Hanselman and 1 to Cayley. Next pitch to Hanselman is hit on the ground. The second baseman Flake fields and throws over to Trainer at first for the second out. Brings up Carter Cayley. Walked in the fourth. Nothing unusual to that inning for Sheboygan.
He walked and scored. Jurgensen walked and scored. Hudson Wagner was hit by a pitch and scored. And Blaine Bradford walked and scored.
As well as Hanselman. As that first pitch was taken low by Cayley for ball. Yes. That's what you need sometimes. The 1-0 pitch from Cayley is lined up the middle for a base hit. Cayley gets his first of the day and the 5th on the day for Sheboygan. Jason Sims pinch hitting for Calvin Kiesler in that 2 spot. Sims pinch hit yesterday in game 2. Struck out, looking for better outcome this time around. Takes that first pitch just low. 1-0. Okay, Fritas checks on Cayley at first. Now he's ready to face Sims. 1-0. In there for a strike. Evens the count up at 1-1. Pitch in there for a strike. Back-to-back strikes thrown by the pitcher Fritas.
He's got pretty good velocity.
That one skipped in there. Cayley on his way to second, and Marchetti couldn't find the ball. And Cayley will be in there easily. Script has flipped since that 4th inning. The A's are the one with all the base runners. As Sims takes that one outside, especially ones in scoring position.
Well, a 2-out base hit would be huge. Cayley with good speed could easily score from second.
Full count pitch to Sims is taken high, and he draws a walk. And 2 runners on now for Harry Stelt.
That's the 9th walk of the ball game for Sheboygan hitters.
That's more walks than they had in that State League Challenge game. They had 8 in that game. Harry's been on all 3 times, 2 walks and a RBI single. 1-0 to Harry. Takes it right down the middle for a strike, 1-1. Harry in game 1 was 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch. Much better game 2 as he swings and misses at that one.
Yeah, he's 1 for 1 with those 2 walks and that 2 RBI single off the bat. Almost looked like a double.
Yeah. Rocky cut it off nicely. As called strike 3 from Fritas to Stelt. And that'll end the 5th. Still 6-4 Sheboygan as we head to the 6th inning.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support organizations like Hope House Mission and New Hope Shelter that give people around here warmth, shelter, and care.
Me spells the great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef, it's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot.
Oh, so hot!
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 4, tea time.
What are you, having tea with the queen?
Hello.
Nice.
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Back for the top of the 6th inning. Hudson Williams, the shortstop, will lead it off, followed by Cooper Mars and Jake Trainer. First pitch is high. 1-0 on Williams. Didn't he pitched already? That's doesn't change the fact. 1-2 now on Williams. Pitch outside, 2-2. That one hitting the shallow right field. Neese is there and makes the catch. Able to backpedal and get there in time, you're right. Brings up the third baseman, Cooper Mars. 0 for 1 with a walk today. First pitch in there.
You know, I mentioned it, I think, last inning, but Bunton has really settled down, pitched well. That second inning was an anomaly, giving up 3 straight hits and a walk, forcing a run. But he's bounced back nicely in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Pitch is in there for a strike. Yeah, you're right. Ever since that second inning, it's been a lot smoother sailing for A's pitching. 1-2 with 1 out. Mars hits it in the right field. Hanselman is there for the 2nd out. Brings up Trainer. He's got 4 hits in his 2 games played so far. 4 for 6. He was the one retired on that transfer call from Jacob Neese.
Force out at second.
Trainer lines one, foul. First base coach got out of the way barely. That one. Davis Colley over there.
It's safer on the other side of the line,
David.
foul line.
1-1 now on Trainer.
Saw manager Jeff Vukovic get hit by a foul ball as he was coaching third base yesterday, and now Colley just missed getting hit over at first base.
Still throwing the ball around to himself. Gets it over to Marchetti now on deck. 1-2 now to Trainer. Pitch. Missed. Barely inside. Button was walking to the dugout. But instead the count's 2-2. Think Button's going to go back to that breaking ball 2-2. Does right under his glove, but Bradford's behind him. Throw to Jimmy in time to retire the side. 8 in a row retired by Jason Button, and that ends the top of the 6th. Still 6-4 Sheboygan as we head to the bottom half.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for more than yourself. You help support sustainability in all our communities.
Thank you.
Today, tomorrow, and for years to come.
Back for the bottom of the 6th at Wildwood Park. 4, 5, and 6 due up for Sheboygan. Lash, Neese, and Jurgensen to face Cody Fritas. He's kind of weathered the storm after that 4th inning for Sheboygan.
Looking up some information on Tim Stoddard, who's now the manager. He played baseball and basketball at North Carolina State from 1972 to 1975. He was on the basketball team in 73-74 when they won the NCAA National Championship.
Huh. You said he played for the Cubs too in his pitching career?
Yes, he played for the Cubs too. I think just about everybody has played with the Cubs.
That's true. Lash is ready to face Fritas in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lash had a single his last time up. He's got 2 hits on the day. First pitch to him. Hit in the air right side. Foul territory. Trainer will not have a chance. It gets out of play into the Lombard bullpen.
Couldn't catch it.
Darn.
Darn. Hate that when it happens. You know, another run or two would be real nice.
2 doesn't feel like enough. Button can end the game at the top of the 7th. Gives up less than 2 runs at this point. 1-1 now on Lash. 6-4 Sheboygan, fueled by that 5-run 4th inning. Well, Lombard's 4 runs all came in the 2nd. 1-2 now on Connor Lash.
I know it's tough having lost the first 3 games, but winning this 4th game would.
Lash hits it in the air to right field. And over there to make the play is the right fielder, Reinke.
Would be a nice little pick-me-up, especially going into a Wisconsin State League game on Tuesday when the A's host the West Dallas Nationals.
Yeah, definitely. Want some momentum. Going to a big game against West Dallas. Team that's struggling. Got to win 2 wins yesterday to push them back in front of Sheboygan in the State League standings. 0-1 to Nice. Swing and a miss. Makes it 0-2. Nice walked in that 4th inning, but he's 0 for 2 otherwise. 1-2 down to him. Bottom of the 6th inning, 1-2, 1 out to Jacob Nice. Hits it on the ground. Third baseman makes the play over to first to Trainer in time to retire Nice.
Doesn't matter who they throw over there at third base. They all seem like Hall of Famers.
Mars made a nice play on that one. Brings up Jimmy Jurgensen. Two outs for Jimmy. That one's inside.
Green Bay won their doubleheader against Addison by scores of 3-2 and 10-6.
Jimmy takes the next one outside. 2-0.
A loss here by Lombard will put them full game back.
Jimmy, a heavy swing and a miss. 2-1. Jimmy also reached on a walk like many Sheboygan A's so far today as he cranks that one foul. Wow, he got the hands in just a tad early.
I was thinking that car might drive right into that foul ball.
2-2 now on Jurgensen. Hits that one in the air to shallow left center field. Shortstop Williams makes the catch to end the 6th. Sheboygan can end it in the 7th with Jason Button back on the mound. See if they can get 1 out of 4 from Lombard.
Let me tell you a story about a beer rooted in the heart of America, found in a community where a handshake is a sure contract, brewed for those who found opportunity in challenge and hope in tomorrow, raised by generations, willing to sip, share, risk, remember. This is a story bigger than beer. This is the story of the American spirit.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
Back for the top of the 7th, and the first pitch to Marchetti is low. 80 pitch 86 for Jason Button. Pretty good shape in the 7th inning. Looking to close this one out for the A's. Marchetti hits one in the air to right, but way foul. 1-1. Marchetti is 0 for 1 with a walk. Third at bat. Pitch. Missed that outside corner just barely. 2-1. A's have 6 runs on just 5 hits. Lombard's got 4 runs on 6 hits, both teams without an error. Marchetti takes that one in there for a strike. 2-2. Bun looks in, ready for the 2-2 pitch. Is low and inside. Runs the count full to A.J. Marchetti. He's only reached base the one time with a walk between his 2 games. Marchetti hits that one foul right side again. Count remains full. Bun's been good ever since that second inning. Hopefully he can get one more inning out of him. Marchetti smashes that one to left. Sims running after it, and he won't have a play. Lets it bounce in front of him, but he'll hold Marchetti to a single. As that one gets past Nice on the cutoff, but no advance from Marchetti. Yeah, a little bit more to the right. It would have been just enough room for Jason Sims to make a good play on it. Even on a lefty-lefty matchup, Worrell's seen bunting well. First pitch is in there for a strike. Top the 7th inning, Lombard took the first 3 games of the series. Sheboygan looking to salvage 1 game. They got 3 outs to go. As Lash can't handle that one, and Marchetti is going to take second base. Bunt. Yeah, the first inning had that nice double play to get bunt out of it as Worrell hits it on the ground foul. Up the third base line. 1-2. Yep. Don't want to put that tying run on base. 1-2 count to Worrell. Hit in the air to center field. Cayley coming on. Dives, and it gets past him. Throw in the second base. Nice. Safe. And it's second and third, and the tying run is at second base in the 7th inning. Just when you thought Sheboygan had a chance to close one out, Lombard has other things to say about it. Kay looked like he kind of lost that one maybe in the clouds. When it being so cloudy as it is, it can make it difficult on an outfielder. Ball gets kind of lost up there. But 2 runners on for Lombard. Not the first time I said that today. Their pitch is taken for a strike by Potter. Tying run on base for Lombard stands at second base. It's Wyatt Worrell. Potter hits it foul. It's 0-2 on him. Bun looks in, a big at bat here against Worrell. Pitch is popped up on the infield. Nice calls everyone off, and he'll make the catch for the first out. A huge first out. Runners will stay put. Second and third, 1 down. For Aaron Holland, who's 0 for 3. Holland caught that first game, as we mentioned. DH in game 2. Bunton looks in, the first pitch to Holland. Breaking ball high, 1-0. We know Worrell's got good speed. He showed it on that play to Cayley. Getting in the hustle double at second base. The 1-0 pitch, check swing, and went around, 1-1. One thing that was nice, it was close, is it prevented Marchetti from scoring. The 1-1 pitch, hit in the air to right field. Hanselman back, but it's playable for him. Makes the play. Marchetti and Worrell tag up. A run scores, and 2 down with the tying run at third base. for Parker Reinke, who's made a lot of big plays in this series.
Reinke, a big guy, broad-shouldered, showed his power earlier in the series with the home run history.
Yeah, he's got 2 of them. Yes, 1 today and 1 yesterday. 2 outs. Jason Button on the mound. First pitch is a strike. 0-1 now. Sheboygan 1 out away from salvaging 1 in this series. Runner at third's Warrow. He reached on that diving attempt from Kaylee. 1 hit in the air to deep center field. Kaylee back. It's playable, and Sheboygan gets 1 out of 4 against Lombard as they come up 6-5 in 7 innings of this doubleheader. Jason Button does enough to keep the A's in front. A's win 6-5, 5 hits, and Lombard finishes with 8. Any last thoughts, Marty? Yep, Sheboygan will be back here at Wildwood Park on Tuesday to face West Dallas in another Wisconsin State League game. And that'll, until then, for the future Hall of Famer Mike Martin, I'm Lucas Schulze, and we'll see you next time.